Welcome back to Wealth-ology. For today's video, we'll be going to talk about 5 secrets rich people do get more money from debt. Let's get started. Number 1. Most of the trade is based on the debt. Borrowing money to start a business is a terrible idea, which may sound contentious. However, there are some firms, particularly conventional businesses, where this is the best solution. Let's pretend you're trying to sell pens. It's a highly common product, and there's always a market for it. In an ideal world, you'll fly into China, discover a factory that makes the type of pen at a reasonable price. You'll buy a container of pens, send them to the United States, and hand them out to your customers. However, nowadays, most of this is done through websites like Alibaba, unless you need to fly to the factory for a more involved product. But there's a catch. You don't have to pay for the things in order to get them first. China has transformed into the world of factories, producing literally everything in the last 50 years. Thousands of industries are continuously producing everything the world requires. Most of these factories would gladly loan you their product in exchange for payment at a later date in order to make them easier to sell. They would not lend to strangers, of course. As a result, you need to establish some level of trust with them first. But that has been the business model for the past 50 years. The client would pay the factory and borrow more products after the product was sold in the United States or anywhere else in the world. You're simply telling the company that you can make it, so let me assist you in selling it, and that will be my profit if I can sell it for anything more than this. What makes this technique so appealing is that you're not risking your own money. That is why selling is one of the most important skills you can learn. Number 2. Refinancing. The best sort of debt is real estate debt because it is riddled with flaws. If you don't have a mortgage, you're paying extra taxes. Wealthy people always have many mortgages in order to take advantage of all the deductions. Remember that every dollar you save instead of paying taxes is an additional dollar earned. So that's one more way that the affluent become richer. This is essentially how real estate makes people affluent. Let's assume you save $200,000. It's a lot of money, but to be honest, it's peanuts. You can't even purchase a house with that kind of money, and you can't get a mortgage for more than $800,000 because you need to put down a 20% deposit. But there's a catch. Let's imagine you come across a property for $500,000. It's in horrible shape and needs some, if not all, rehabilitation. You go to a bank and apply for a mortgage with 20% down payment. Let's imagine you're going to renovate the house for roughly 10% of the overall cost, or around $50,000. You return to your bank, this time to refinance your mortgage. When you first received your mortgage, the property was only worth $500,000. No one wanted to live there because it was such in a horrible shape. But now that you have renovated it, there are individuals who want to rent it out. So let's say the property market worth increases to $700,000. Let's pretend you're planning to get an 80% mortgage for the first time. However, 80% of $700,000 or $560,000 to $400,000 will go to your first bank, which provided you with your first mortgage. After subtracting another $50,000 for refurbishment, you'll have a profit of $110,000. You borrowed $100,000 and now have a property that you can rent out to develop equity and create passive income. Furthermore, because you have a mortgage, you will avoid paying taxes. Real estate investors frequently engage in this activity. Number 3. Hedge funds. Hedge funds are created by the wealthy for the benefit of the wealthy, and they frequently employ unpopular tactics. Mortals like myself and you try our hardest to forecast which firm will expand and increase in value, and we invest the money we have worked so hard to earn in the hopes that this company will grow. However, hedge funds frequently employ the polar opposite tactic. When corporations fail or go bankrupt, as in case of GameStop, they strive to make money, although in that case, the internet presented a hurdle to hedge funds, causing them to lose almost $13 billion. However, how do hedge funds profit from debt? Let's say you expect a stock like Facebook to fall because you know Apple, the world's most popular smartphone manufacturer, will declare next week that apps will no longer be able to follow you. Facebook and Instagram, for example, track their online activities and prioritize privacy, which will severely harm Facebook's economic model. So, you pick up the phone and you dial your broker's number to borrow a single Facebook share. Let's imagine you bought something for $100 and sold it for $100 on the open market right away. Congrats! You now have $100 in your wallet, but you still owe your broker one Facebook stock. Let's say you're correct and the price of Facebook decreases to $70 next week. You spend that $100 to buy one Facebook share for $17 once the price has plummeted, then return it to your broker and pocket the difference. Congrats! From a complete stock, you made $30. It appears simply in theory, but in fact, it is exceedingly tough and dangerous. What happens if you make a mistake? What if the price doubles in a single day? You must still return that one Facebook stock to your blogger and pay interest on the shares you borrow. You must now purchase the stock for $200 and return it to your broker. When you buy a stock and try to sell it when it rises, the most you can lose is your initial investment, but not when it comes to shorting. If the price continues to rise, your losses will also increase. Because the stock price can theoretically climb internally, you can make unlimited losses. However, if you have 100 analysis working for you, this method can make you a fortune. Number 4. Forex. Forex is a currency exchange market that allows for international trading. In China, you can use the US dollar to pay your employees, but you must first purchase the Chinese yen. So there is a market where anyone or any organization can come in and buy foreign currencies. And these currencies fluctuate based on many reasons. The Federal Reserve, for example, hikes interest rates. This will reduce the number of dollars available on the market, making the dollar stronger against other currencies, or vice versa. You may make a lot of money in this market if you can anticipate which currency will climb or decrease. But what sets this market apart from the rest is that you can borrow an additional $100 for every dollar you trade in Forex. That means you can hold a position of $100,000 if you trade with your $1,000. Even a modest profit such as 1% will be significant. Number 5. Credit score. Debt is a tremendous tool, as you can see. Every successful firm or entrepreneur employs in a variety of ways, particularly if you have a successful business model. Borrowing money to fund purchase orders is something that almost every company does. So quit thinking about everything that is negative. Obligations with a high interest rate such as credit card debts are obviously terrible. However, in order to achieve a reduced interest rate, you must reduce the risk associated with lending you money. How do you go about doing that? You establish a track record as a dependable borrower. Hundreds of billions, if not trillions of cash are sitting in banks, ready to be borrowed. And even if there isn't money, banks can create money out of thin years. So, which of the secrets have you found to be particularly beneficial? Please let me know in the comments section below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel for more. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Stay tuned for our next video. Bye!